Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Onajiwe. If this is your first time here, thank you for clicking on this video, and if you're a returning subscriber, I'm happy that you came back. So from today's title, you can tell that I'm talking about something a little bit sensitive. Not really sensitive, but like just, something people don't really talk about. Yeah, I'm also going to just be doing a quick, easy beat to ease the tension a little bit. Let's get into the video. So I'm going to start off this video by first of all talking about why I decided to study medicine in the first place. So I decided to study medicine like over 10 years ago. Way more than 10 years ago actually. Like I was still in primary school when I first decided to study medicine. That was like the most consistent thing or the most consistent decision I've made, where I haven't like really changed my mind and stuff like that. That year, my uncle had a stroke, so he was in the hospital for a while, and it was really tough for me as a child, like seeing a loved one go through that. And especially for me, it was mostly the impact. Even as young as I was, I realized that it was the impact of this person's sickness on the entire family that was actually saddening. Like it was sad that he was going through that, but like I already had a realization then that if he dies, God forbid, he's gone. The hurt that is going to be left is with the family. So I was just like, damn, this is quite sad. We went to see him in the hospital. I don't know, it seemed like he wasn't really getting better. And then this neurologist, I remember he was in a federal hospital then, and she came from the US, and then she became his managing doctor. And the way he just got better, like to me it was like magic. And I was like, oh my gosh, I want to do what she did for my family, for many other families. And it's so funny how like he was the families that like I just felt like the family was going through so much because of what he was experiencing. So yeah, that was like when I first of all decided I think I want to do this. So fast forward to me being in secondary school. Obviously, like I knew, okay, this is what I wanted to do, so I just honed in on it. Science student, taking everything seriously, because I don't know, that's just, I was so sure that I wanted to do that. I never even read any Ben Carson book, but the way people talked about him was also like, damn, this guy is something. I took secondary school quite seriously, because one thing about me, like I was also I used to take my academics very seriously, right? So I was like, I'm going to make sure I get the best of everything here and and so I was taking all this so seriously. I look like a clown. Yeah, in secondary school, like I wrote somewhere that I was definitely going to get a scholarship to uni. I didn't want my parents to pay my uni school fees, because I had goals for myself in secondary school. I wanted to be valedictorian, I wanted to be head girl, and then the ultimate goal was that I didn't want my parents to pay my school fees. I wanted to get a scholarship. I wanted to be a uni scholarship kid in a very good school abroad, of course. So now that's now getting us to the main cocoa. Backstory: my siblings, both of my siblings, my older siblings, they both schooled in the UK. And to me then, it was literally like a no-brainer that, like, of course I'm going to go to the UK. Like that's the only option. Like it's not a two-way thing. That's definitely what it's going to be, right? So I was like, this is a no-brainer and everything. So when I was writing my IGCSE, I took it so seriously. Like, you guys would think that, obviously in retrospect now, it's just like, was it that deep? But like for me, I knew what I wanted. I wanted a scholarship, and I knew that it started from that, because I'd already been doing well in school, like school exams and everything. So I was like, my IGCSE has to be fantastic. It went well. I did excellently, in my opinion, and in the opinion of many others. Like I did really well. I got 6 A stars and 2 A's. I did 8 subjects for my IGCSE, and so I was like, wow, you're on the right track. Amazing. Like you can still achieve this goal that you set for yourself and everything. I went to my IGCSE in SS2. So in SS3, I started like applications for schools. Then my dad is always very involved in our school applications and everything, so he was really on top of his game. And then the school I went to, secondary school I went to, we used to do jam. We really used to do WAEC. Like that was the only Nigerian this thing we used to do. We used to do NECO either. So out of nowhere, my dad was like, Ada, I think you should do jam. It will help you with your WAEC. And I also did not need WAEC because if you're going to the UK for uni, for medicine, you would have to do A-levels, and it's IGCSE you used to get into A-levels. I don't think you use WAEC. So I was like, I wonder why he so desperately wants me to do so well in my WAEC that he's saying I should do jam lessons so that it will help me with my WAEC. But then I was like, well, like to me, my parents' opinion have always been so important. So I was like, okay, now I know he knows what he's saying, let me just do the jam. But also at the back of my mind, I was not taking it so seriously because I was like, I've already done the exam that I need to go where I want to go, so all these ones are just extras. So I was like, okay, now no problem. I was doing the jam classes. We had to register separately, like a couple of us that other people, they were like, oh, they think they're going to go to Nigerian universities, that's why they just want to do it. But me, I was still doing that. It's just because my dad wants me to do well in WAEC, so I was not really taking it seriously like that. So we did the lessons, then we wrote the jam, and I guess I passed. It was a better score than I imagined, but considering that I was not being serious, like I actually did better than I thought. So after that, now I was like, okay, whatever. Went to the, I think it's UCAS, I don't even know what they call them, these application people that were helping me with my application to the UK, and we're going to their office. I even applied to Scotland, this university in Scotland. Everything was just going well. I was like, okay, great, applications and everything. So we now got to applying for scholarships to some of the unis, and then I had like interviews with some of them for the scholarship. I even had to write another exam for the scholarship. I wrote the exam, I got 100% in the scholarship exam for the main A-levels that I was even applying to. That's University of East Anglia. Oh my gosh, incredible that I think you're the first person that's gotten 100%. I was like, hey, wow, intelligent babe. And so I was like, okay, everything is looking good. I'm actually on the right track to getting the scholarship, to achieving this dream that I set for myself like ages ago and everything. So at the end of everything now, all the scholarship applications, yada, they now said, okay, that they were going to give me 50% scholarship on the tuition. And I was like, okay, sounds good, but I was aiming for 100. I don't want my parents to pay anything at all for my uni education. My dad was like, wow, proud of me, blah 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 blah. Next thing you know, my dad now said, there's one school abroad that he thinks that I should just apply, just to, you know, have more options, blah blah blah. So I was like, okay, I will apply. Went for the screening. I was even nervous because I don't know, Nigerians are just so somehow, they are quite scary. So everybody was just doing gra, come here, sit here, madam, don't go there, all these things. So me, I was like, me, I don't like the vibe of these people, but if my daddy said I should just apply, let me just do it. So I applied and everything, and I got in. Then my dad like had the conversation with me and was like, girl, medicine is crazy, you know, going abroad to study medicine is not the same as other courses. And I was like, damn, I pay for real. So like that was like the first realization for me that, oh my god, maybe I wouldn't be able to go abroad and everything. Like I had plans for my life. I wanted to be doing, I want to go going to the library, all those things, like, but God had other plans. Eventually I accepted that, okay, well, it seems I'm going to this strange university that I've never heard of before. It's all good, let's go. So that's how the journey started. I resumed in Abwad in August of the same year that I graduated, and I came here and I was like, then I used to be very positive. I'm trying to get back to that, just open-minded and everything. So once I accepted that, okay, this is where I am, this is where I'm going to be, I was like, okay, let's do this. But when I tell you that 100 level wasn't even that bad, like the sadness I was feeling in 100 level was from the fact that this was my reality. But then 200 level, 300 level, I was in such a dark place. Like, I hated my life in this school. I hated everything about being in this school. I hated the classes. Everything was so stressful. Like, I don't know, I was just always so sad, if I'm being honest. Like, when we used to have practicals, especially gross anatomy practicals, when we used to go to the gross lab to dissect and all these things, I used to be so sad. Like, what type of life is this? Is this my reality? I can't leave school, I can't do this, I don't have hobbies, I am this, I am that. Like, I was so sad always, and I was like, this is not a life. Like, this is not the life I want to be living, of being constantly sad, being in this constant state of just sadness of my current situation, of the situation I was in then. And I was just like so unhappy, generally unhappy, and it was just not the best time ever in my life, and I didn't graduate at all. Like, it was not fun. Around the end of, was it even the end? It was not the end of, around the middle of 300 level, I was like, okay, I can't do this anymore. I spoke to my mom and I was like, mommy, I want to leave this school. And she was like, okay, what are your options? Like, I told my siblings as well. Everybody was like, okay, we hear you, what are your options? As at then, I hadn't spoken to my dad, because for my dad, you have to have done your research. You have to present the whole case to him for him to see reason in what you're saying, right? So I had done everything. I contacted the schools I was interested in. At this point, I wanted to transfer to Italy. When I tell you the things I know about Italian medical school, you will not even believe, because of the research I was doing there and how desperate I was to just get out of this place. That's because I was just too sad, and I was like, I don't want this to be my life for the next how many years. I just hated it so much. So I did everything, and then when it was time for like I wanted the rep from the uni I wanted to go to now speak to my dad. That was when I brought everything to him. I even mentioned Ukraine. My dad was like, please don't mention he said, don't mention that near me again. No. I said, what? So definitely that was not an option. So Italy, I honed in on Italy and everything. When it was time to speak to the rep, my dad was just like, no, that he doesn't think I should go. That now just shattered everything. Like, I just felt so sad all over again, where I was like, okay, I felt like I had made such progress, and was getting to a point where, oh my god, I might actually be able to leave and stuff like that. And he just was like, no. So that was quite sad for me. And it was after that I was like, okay, I think it's high time I just accept my fate and accept that this is what my reality is now. I was like, okay, now it's up to you to like find happiness in this place that you found yourself in and everything. And my relationship with God then was obviously not the same as now, but like, one thing is, I've always known God, and I've always believed that everything worked together for my good. And I believed strongly that I'm everywhere I am at every time for a reason. And so I started embracing that, and I was like, okay, God, why am I here? Who am I here for? Or who is here as well for me? After that was when I now just started to like appreciate the little things and just open myself up to like all that I could get here, right? Yeah, it was hard. I'm not going to lie, like, it was hard, and it was just such a journey. And it's something that, I don't know, like, when we talk about 100 level, 200 level, 300 level, it's like, oh my gosh, was so this, was so that. But I was truly so unhappy. I was deeply unhappy then, and I was so desperate to leave this school, leave this place. The beginning of 400 level was when things started to get better. Like, I just felt like, okay, this is what it is, this is my reality now, and I just really have to make the best of it. And since then, like, I definitely had like an entirely different experience of like uni and everything, and also it just coincided with like starting clinicals, and I was just appreciating everything much more in general. Yeah, so basically that was it. 400 level, things started to get better. The entire point of this video is that I know that there are some people in medical school that either they don't want to be there, they don't want to be in the school that they are, but they want to do medicine, like my situation, or your parents forced you, or you're just going through other things that are making you know, not really present in what you are doing and the stage that you are at and everything. And I just want to encourage you and tell you that, you know, like personally I believe that everything happens, there's a reason why things happen, or why you are in a particular situation at a particular time. You should try to embrace it. You should pray to God to help you understand the reason why you are there, and to embrace that, and don't waste that opportunity, don't waste that moment, don't waste that time, don't waste that period of your life because you are so deep wallowing in I shouldn't be here, I wish I wasn't here, I wish I was here, and life is just passing you by, and you would look back and possibly regret not just living in that moment and appreciating that moment. And yeah, I'm just going to end with this, that, you know, God has plans of good and not of evil for us, and all things, really, I do believe all things, good, bad, ugly, work together for our good. So yes, I just hope that this is an encouragement to you, and after watching this, just take some time to really speak to God, so you know what is going on in your life, because I can't know what situation everybody is in now. Also, this is the final look of the makeup. Nothing serious, just basic everyday makeup. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, feel free to like, comment, share, and subscribe. See you in my next video. Bye.